Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, back with Arumba, continuing our EU4 campaign, where Arumba thinks we're gonna war England.
Yeah, with good reason. They have our crumpets, and they're ugly, I've heard. Interesting. They have 30,000 troops with 10,000 manpower. England's looking pretty strong right now, but we need to talk about technology.
Okay.
So, in the top left corner, you see our alerts. We've got military technology as something we can invest in right now. And you were surprised to hear there even is technology, right? Because we hadn't done that yet.
I was just surprised we hadn't talked about it yet.
Yeah. Well, we had to build up our points, right? Our magical mana. And so now we have accrued 580 military points, and we're now able to take tech. So we're going to do this. Military tech is by far one of the most important things to spend your military monarch points on, because having a tech advantage is everything, right? If you have better tech, you will almost always end up winning. Sometimes even with fewer troops, because technology is very, very powerful in this game. Specifically, there are breakpoint technologies that are incredibly strong, and Tech 4 is one of them. So, here's the reasons why. You do remember this part, I'm positive.
Okay, I'm just going to say yes then.
Morale is very important in combat, is that true?
Yes.
Military Tech 4 gives you 0.5 base morale. So all of those multiplicative modifiers that we have are now going to multiplicatively multiply against an extra 0.5 base land morale, which is awesome.
Okay.
So if we have military tech 4 and we're fighting against a nation who doesn't have military tech 4, then because we just have higher base morale, and we probably have even more from the multiplicative modifiers, we're going to have the ability to just wreck when it comes to combat and morale damage. Second is this military tactics thing. You can see when you hover over the little box for military tech 4, there's like those things that it gives you. Military tactics affects how much damage you take in combat. So if we go back to our military tab, and you hover over where it says military tactics, you can see right now we have 0.5.
Yeah.
Military tactics reduces the damage your units take in combat. The higher it is, the better. So right now it's at 0.5. Next it's going to be at 0.75. So that means that in the beginning of the game, you take more damage than you would later on. Now we're going to take less damage than the enemy will. So not only do we do more morale damage, we take less damage.
Our enemy's tech.
I'll right-click on England, and you can see their tech in the top right corner. 333. They're equivalent to us right now.
Okay.
So there's that huge little grid of information. You've got how many culture slots, their stability. Yep, you can see their prestige, their rank, their corruption, revanchism, or revanchism, however you want to pronounce it, etc. So they're on 333, and the reason why we're probably going to end up with a very long advantage over England is that he has a 611 military leader, 611 leader, and he has very, very few military skill, so his monarch point generation for military points is really low compared to most nations. We're not much better with only a 322 leader, but we're going to be ahead of him for at least a few years on military.
Okay, so it's not a bad time then to have a war when we have higher military tech. So we do we have to invest? So, okay, we have new military, you can invest in a new technology. So it now says 4. So we are 444. He was 333 in tech. So we're ahead of him in tech and everything right now?
No, we're not 444. What do you see 444?
So that's, well, because I'm seeing we have, I'm seeing Temples 4, Marketplace 4, Pike Square 4. But there's a green bar, that's a progress bar?
Yeah, that's how much progress you have, or how many monarch points you have relative to the cost. Once it's full, you have enough points to buy the tech. And right above all of this, it actually says 3 military technology, and then it's telling you Pike Square 4.
So we are actually 333 right now, just about to buy the tech that makes us 334.
Yep. Now you'll notice when you hover over the little bar as well, we're also getting a discount because someone nearby us already has military tech 4. Okay. We get a 5% discount because somebody else already has it. It's 5% per tech level.
Per neighbor or just total?
Just global. Like if they're 1 tech level ahead, you get a 5% reduction. If they're 2 tech levels ahead, you can get a 10% reduction. Okay. And in theory, you can actually get your tech cost down to like 10% of the base. So
so just from me being curious perspective, this is probably way more complicated than we actually want to go with this. Are we able still to accumulate military technology points if we don't immediately take this? Are we still accumulating towards the next tech or no?
Yeah, sure. As long as you don't hit your military power storage cap, which is 999 right now, then you can bank the military power, the monarch points, and spend it later on.
So if we're going to make England get a discount on researching this just by having this, is there a point in taking this before we're ready to war?
Because we have the discount, he has the discount too.
So this is not actually our neighbors, or rather we have all the same neighbors he does, or which is that? What does this mean? The neighbor bonus is not an adjacency neighbor bonus then. It's actually just someone in the world.
Someone in our culture or our religious group with nearby proximity has the tech. And because they do, in this case, I'm looking at the technology map mode, which I don't think we've keybound that. So you just have to go to technology. I can't remember. I think it's an economic map mode.
Yep,
and you can see that somebody has the military tech 4, and it really doesn't matter who it is. All that matters is that somebody has it. If you wanted to, you could go into the ledger and we could figure it out. I'll just do that real quick. Ledger.
That's okay. As I said, the question might be more complicated than is needed here. I was just curious about that.
It's Florence. Florence is the first person in the whole freaking world to have military tech 4, and so they're giving everyone else in our culture and our religious group that same discount.
Huh.
So, now you can use it strategically. Like in this case, the actual benefits are tactics and some more maximum morale. I would still probably take the tech now, because if we go to war, I want to have our max morale be higher at the beginning of the battle, beginning of the war. I don't want to have to recover into the bonus morale. So I'll just take the tech now in this case. But surprising them can be very powerful. And sometimes you can pay the ahead of time penalty to like force yourself above the technology you would normally expect and really hit above your weight. So now that we have a tech advantage over England, I think it's time. Let's go ahead and just accept the alliance with France. Okay. And let's see.
Do that then? Bam.
This does mean when he declares war, he will most definitely call us in. And we're probably going to end up having to fight England very, very soon. So
okay, good. Well, we want to fight England.
Yeah, we're going to want to...
I noticed you just immediately unpaused at that point. My personal thought would have been, maybe it's time we want to make sure our troops are in position. And I mean, I guess, I don't think we were at our force cap, right? Like for land units?
Right, we're not.
Okay, do we not want to start doing things like that?
Well, just because France has allied us doesn't mean the war is going to happen tomorrow. Notice how England's got 17,000 troops down in Gascony. So he may be preparing for war with England, with France as well. That would actually be really ideal for us right now if he took half of his army and just fought France on the mainland.
Okay, and you're just again trying to save a couple ducats by not investing in troops right now.
Well, we're not at the manpower cap, so we're not missing out on the recovery rate, and we can train the troops up, takes 60 days. So whether we buy them now or we buy them in a couple months isn't going to affect their availability. And in the meantime, we're saving some money.
Right. And you're counter-spying England already?
I actually went back to fabricating, building the network. I was looking at it thinking, okay, if I could choose between counter-espionage and building my own network, just the value proposition there to me is I can do more stuff by building it. If I had one more diplomat, I'd probably be doing the counter-espionage. I think it's a worthwhile thing to do when you know he's fabricating on you, but it's still pretty low priority.
Got it.
It's I value, looking at our 3 diplomats, I value at least getting to 20 with Denmark so we can get our first claim on Norway. So that option for expansion is open, it's there. Once we have that, I'd probably bring that diplomat home, and then I would use him either to improve relations with somebody like Castile, or probably do counter-espionage on England. Papal State's not too important to improve relations with, but it's kind of nice just to get the extra papal influence that we're going to get from having them like us. So, still pretty low. I think that's actually our mission right now, isn't it? No. We still have the mission we took at the very beginning of the game, which is fine, to attack England. But no, I think we're in a good spot. We just need to wait and see what France does. Or what England does. Hopefully England attacks France, and then they have some more rebels or something.
Only we can contribute to those rebels.
Only we had the funds to do so.
Yeah.
France has revoked their guarantee of us, which is fine because we are allied to them now. Basically, it was a superfluous relation that they had.
Okay, so that's not a negative thing. That's just we've upgraded the relationship status.
Yep. Okay. It's kind of silly to be guaranteed and allied at the same time, and it doesn't cost them anything, but the AI will just remove it. Okay, so right now we're rooting out corruption pretty hard, and the reason we have corruption is why.
Pop up.
Okay.
The Renaissance.
Okay, cool. New institution, nice.
Okay, so countries that have not yet fully embraced the Renaissance institution will receive an increasing technology cost penalty of 1% per year, up to most 50%. So this isn't something I decide on. This is just a time event in terms of this time of the world has happened. Yep. So what does this mean to embrace the Renaissance institution?
Okay, so a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they had this classification called tech groups, and Western nations had the best tech group, and the further away from Western Europe you got, the worse the tech group was, and technologies were more expensive. Since then, they've replaced the entire system with this new thing, which just happened in 1.18, the most recent patch, called institutions. And so these are the institutions in the game. If you press, go to the technology tab, shortcut key 6 when you're looking at the big list,
Okay.
And then that's your text screen. In the top left corner, there's like a little book, or you can press the N key to open your institutions. You can see that.
Top right corner, there's a little
Sorry,
book.
top left corner.
Yep.
So the institutions in the game right now are feudalism, Renaissance, colonialism, printing press, global trade, manufactories, and the Enlightenment. So every 50 years, the new institution is going to show up in the world, and if you don't embrace it, your technology costs will go up over time, up to a maximum of penalty of 50% per institution you do not have embraced in your country. So in this case, it's not affecting us in any way right now. But next year, January 1st of next year, our tech costs will go up by 1%. And then the year after, it'll be 2%, and then 3%, until we finally embrace the Renaissance. You can see that the Renaissance has started in Cremona, down in Milan, in the Italian area, which is historically where it usually starts. I believe that the Renaissance can really only originate down there. So, it will spread to us naturally over time. While you're looking at this map mode, there's a lot to look at, but dark green in this case, if you have the Renaissance selected, is going to be just in Cremona. That's saying it's there, it's present. All the little dashed green lines, it's spreading to right now. You can see even in our nation right now, the Renaissance is spreading to us at a very slow rate. We're getting a Renaissance spread in, say, Lothian at 0.1 per month right now. So, it's not too important that we get bogged down with this yet. We're nowhere near being able to embrace it, so let's just say this is going to be an issue we talk about in the near future.
Sounds good. We'll table it.
Yep, until we can actually interact with it. So we're waiting on our course. Venice has done something with Austria. It doesn't affect us. We're waiting to see what happens with France and England. We have our troops. Did you move them? I don't remember moving them. Okay, maybe I did. We probably don't want them right on the Irish border there. Right next to England's a little bit scary. So now France wants a royal marriage.
In France.
Now this is an interesting thing. Remember we talked before about how royal marriages kind of solidify relationships over time. They say, hey, I want to be friends with you for a long time versus a short time.
Yeah.
And this is a relationship we probably don't want to give up, unlike the little one province minors. So I would be inclined to say yes to this. But there's one more important thing to consider, and this is actually a very subtle detail that I don't know when I learned it or where I learned it, but it is how it works, and there's no indicators about it anywhere in the game. I love ones like that. The person who offers the royal marriage determines when the royal marriage ends. Meaning that if we accept this royal marriage, then when our character dies, the royal marriage will continue because France offered the royal marriage. We will not lose the royal marriage until France dies. When France's ruler dies, that is when the royal marriage ends. Vice versa, if we were to offer royal marriage to France, then we control when the royal marriage ends. Okay. So one thing you might want to consider is look at the difference in age between our two rulers. We're age 30, France is age 46. Generally speaking, you want to take the royal marriage in the direction that is going to expire sooner to give yourself more options. Does that make sense?
Wait. Where do I find the age of... So I clicked on France, and I see that it says age 26, but that's not the one we were talking about. That's the heir's age. Where's the ruler's age?
Right above, hover over King Charles VII. It'll say inaugurated on 22 October, age 46.
All right, so in this menu system, I get the age of the heir, but to get the age of the ruler, I need to hover over it. But it's not the same for both. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay. I mean, I can tell you all the reasons why it's that way.
Don't want to know.
Ruler, heir age used to be more important. So this is a good opportunity. It's going in the right direction. We'll go ahead and accept. There's going to be some miscellaneous other factors, but yeah, we'll accept the royal marriage from France. Personal union on monarch death. There's going to be succession war between us. There'll be a junior partner. And so this is saying, because we have no heir, and we're royal married to France now, that there will be a succession war if we were to die right now. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We've turned down a couple of different weak claim heirs via event, but so far it seems like
cessation of church functions.
Okay. Sounds like another papal influence type mod or event.
Yeah, so I can gain ducats, and if that happens, if I take that option, we get a national tax modifier of -15% and a yearly papal influence of 0.5. And the clergy loses 10, the nobility gains 10 loyalty. Okay. Do we want loyalty for the nobility, the nobility estate? It's kind of low right now. All right, and the other one is gain 1 stability, lose 20 papal influence, and clergy gains 10 loyalty, and the nobility loses 10, which would put them at 23. Aren't we going to have problems with really low lows?
Well, the nobility are already disloyal. So
yeah. But what if surely these are tiered, right? If they get more and more disloyal, more and more negative things come out of this, I assume, right?
Well, we're actually already at the maximum penalty.
Oh, okay.
Negative 10% manpower recovery and plus 10% land maintenance. So, in this case, I would definitely want the stability. We're already at +1 stability. Going to +2 stability would cost us 164 admin points right now to do it. So, to me, that's the comparison. Would I rather have 160 some admin points or the whatever the other thing was?
Papal influence, basically.
And papal influence is nice, but I would say 160 some admin points are more valuable.
Can't be too nice. I think every time we've had the option to choose between them, you've chosen against that.
Yeah. Well, papal influence is one of those things where it's like, well, if you get enough, there's some nice little perks, but you throw me an opportunity for 160 monarch points, and I'm going to usually take that. So in this case now, since we've pissed off the Pope, we were all the way back down to 0. I don't really care about the Pope anymore, and I would rather just not improve relations with him, because we're so far away from actually being able to take any kind of modifier that I just don't care. It's just not going to happen. So. All
right, so this guy is useless. You're going to bring him back. You're going to start... there's a third thing you wanted to do. You wanted to counter spy. So that's what we're doing with him.
Yeah, give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty reasonable to assume that he's building up a spy network against us. There's really not any way that I can tell that you can know for sure that they're doing it to you.
Okay.
But it's reasonable to assume that he is. We could try it and see what happens. So, is there a chance of detecting them by 33% and slows down their actual ability to build it up by 50%, which is pretty strong.
What happens if we detect them?
We detect them. You can only detect them if they have over 25. Okay, we got a big peace deal that just happened. Let's talk about that in a second. So you can only detect them if they have over 25 spy network strength. If they have less than 25, it's not possible. So basically, whenever they get caught, they will get knocked down to the next threshold from, say, anything above 25 gets knocked down to 25. Anything above 50 gets knocked down to 50. Anything above 75 gets knocked down to 75. And then they're blocked out from doing any spy activities against you for 3 months. So we don't really care too much about that. It's really more about reducing their ability to build up the network, slowing down their ability to get claims on us. So Novgorod will cede Neva to Denmark. Novgorod pays Denmark war reps for 10 years. Novgorod pays 102 ducats to Denmark. For the Conquest CB, Denmark suffers 3.4 AE. Okay, so basically Denmark has gone and conquered a very odd location. They've conquered way into the east and gone straight for Novgorod. Meanwhile, they're being occupied by some rebels. So that's nice for them. Okay, it's just interesting. Looks like if Denmark's winning a war, and we're looking to maybe conquer some land from him at some point in the near future, it's worth noting that he's winning wars. He's not losing wars.
Okay.
Really just waiting on our cores right now. There's some peasants in Desmond. Looks like Desmond just lost his entire army.
2 rebels. That's peasant rebels?
Yeah, he took an event decision and he had peasant rebels fire up and he has no army now.
That's going to be really easy when we go take him out then. By the way, should we denounce or break our alliance now with Limerick?
Oh, actually, his army has retreated to Connaught. He's hiding over there right now. Okay. Yeah, now that we've got the alliance with France, I would, go ahead. Let's break both alliances and be prepared to conquer Ireland.
Okay, so I can do that. Hold on, can you pause for a second so I can look at this? Or I can pause, can I? Okay, I'll do that in a second. All right, I wanted to go to diplomacy with them, and I don't actually see that there. Show diplomatic feedback. Show diplomatic actions. That's what I was looking for. Is all the alliance we have no diplomats. Does it matter where are we? I have to worry about the first of the month, right? Is the one I have to worry about?
Yeah,
and
doesn't matter.
They deploy instantly, but they come back slowly.
Right.
So what I should do is probably, it doesn't matter which one I pull back. The closest one's England. They'll come back the fastest, so I can send them again the fastest.
Yep. I'd probably just go with the counter-espionage guy. It's the lowest priority.
Yeah, doing that now. And come on, what the fuck is it? Break alliance. Oh, because I've clicked on the wrong guy now. I'm on England again. Got it. That's why there's no... All right, dissolve alliance. Confirm.
Just imagine you're sitting down by yourself, having a beer, and you're trying to figure this game out by yourself. It takes some time. There's a lot of menus to go through to find what you're actually looking for. Okay, and then you want to send him back here. Some activity.
And we wanted to...
One thing to consider is that we broke the alliance with Desmond with the intent to attack him. We do still need to fabricate a claim on him. So I would actually probably prefer to do that over the counter-espionage. It's just something to do. If you have no diplomat activity available, I would consider counter-espionage, but it's not high priority.
Oh, we're building. You already sent it back. No, you didn't. What the hell were we doing this guy? Counter-espionage. We can't. Okay, I see. You're saying if we weren't already fabricating a claim, you'd prefer to do that over counter-espionage. But since we're already fabricating a claim, counter-espionage.
Yes, but now I just said that because we don't have a claim yet on Desmond, we broke the alliance with the intent to attack him. We need a claim. Now there's Desmond. Someone else we could be doing fabrication on. I would rank that higher than the counter-espionage on England.
Okay, let me just assign that real quick then. We're going to build spy network in Desmond. Confirm.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, making some progress here. One more month we'll have our claim on Denmark, and then we can have another diplomat free. Again, same thing, we'll probably want to get our claim on Thomond, and then kind of go from there. Hopefully, we're going to see our cores finish in just a moment. We've got November 14th of 1450 is when we're going to see the first one come due. So we're getting closer. You ready to go on speed 3?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to get some progress going here.
I mean, it feels like we should be doing high speeds anyways, because we pause so much that it'd be good when it's not paused to actually make some progress.
Yep. So we have a few choices here for claiming Norway. We could take the easy province of Orkney, which we have access to very easily. We could take one of the islands. I'd probably choose Orkney because it's just the easiest victory. Okay. If we were to conquer him. So go ahead and grab a claim on Orkney.
You said Denmark, right?
Well, it's Norway, which is directly above us. There's a little strait connecting us to the province of Orkney. And if you ever can't find what I'm talking about, just press the F key.
I see it.
You can press the F key to find possible provinces and just type
that's pretty useful.
Yeah, just type ORK and you'll find Orkney. You just click on it.
It's like right next to us.
And it'll hover over you. Yep. So Norway's kind of intruding on some of our sovereign territory, and we need a claim on that. You only ever need one claim to get the right to declare war, the casus belli. So once we have that claim on Orkney, I would just it's much easier here to do this with the new interface here. The fabricate claim button on the province. But yeah, so now we can bring back the guy from Denmark, and we'll get him back to doing something else. Probably building up on the other guy.
Okay.
Thomond. Here, I'll just grab him and get him going.
Yep, that's good.
Okay, well, unfortunately... Oh, no! No! England has a new king, and he's good. Henry VIII. Two-door, he's a 443. That's bad for us.
Okay.
So, now instead of having a 611, they've got much more military skill, and that's a pretty damn good ruler right there. He's got 11 overall monarch points, so he's above average by far.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we're gonna take a break here. Next episode, hopefully we will do something warlike. We'll see.
Sounds good.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon.